Let me just celebrate. This is going to you. Don't even hide, Pedro. Ah, it's almost all the way out. Nice and cheap. Oh, look at that. Look at the little spark. Look at the sparkles. What is going on, Cup Bangers? Today's a beautiful day in LA. Actually, my house. I'm Alejandro. And let's talk about cars. Yo, hit it, Pedro! In today's episode of Let's Talk About Cars, I'm going to tell you guys a story related to Pedro as to why is Pedro such a pussy and doesn't smoke weed. But before we get to the story, let me tell you that the winner of the last hat that we gave away was... And in today's video, you can win this blue hat that I'm wearing right now. And all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel, like this video, and comment on the video down below. That's all you need to do, and then you're eligible to win the hat. But enough of that shit. Let's get started with the story. Cut to the bangers. In today's story, I want to tell you why Pedro is a pussy and doesn't smoke weed on the Hotbox videos. There's a reason behind it. Don't think that he doesn't do it because he's a goody-two-shoe guy. No. Let me tell you a story that takes me back to when we were shooting Hyper 5. That's the first time I ever worked with Pedro. I actually met him like 12 years ago. He was one of the first people I met in LA. And until then, we didn't work together. So when we were putting Hyper 5, I called him. I said, hey, dude, we want to put together this show. What do you think? I need your help with this. And he goes, yeah, I can do it. When do you want to shoot it? I'm like, 2 weeks from now. He goes, fuck. Are you serious? Yep, 2 weeks from now. So we only had 2 weeks to put it together because Chris Harris was doing his shit. He released his trailer. And I realized that I had a chance to put this video out before him. So I said, let's just do everything at once, half-ass it like I always do my job, and make this video. So Pedro came in, helped me. It was a nightmare. From A to Z, got it done. And if anyone really killed himself over this, was Pedro. He looked like he had been working for 7 years straight in a mine in Venezuela, and then the mine collapsed, and then he got out, and then he just did Hyper 5. That's what Pedro looked like. It was fucked up. So we were done. After we were done with Hyper 5, everything went well. We shot Hyper 5 in 1 day, actually 6 hours. That's all we had. And when we were done, I'm like, fuck yeah, we made it. I called my wife. I'm crying on the phone. Babe, I didn't crash any cars. You're never going to believe this. No one's going to sue me. Life is great. So after that, I turned around. I'm like, you know what? I should probably celebrate with the boys. So our friend Rodrigo, who you know from Banging Gears, was there. Rodrigo was there, another friend that we have, and Pedro. So the four of us were there, and I said, you know what, guys, let's celebrate together. But Pedro responsible because he's got a kid and wife and like things that adults need, apparently, for some reason, or validation. He probably has a small dick. He goes behind the camera. So Pedro wants to pull the I'm a man, I'm going back home to my wife. But I see it in his face. He's destroyed. He's super tired, and he's even willing to drive the U-Haul back to LA. I'm like, no, dude, you don't need to prove that you're a superhero to nobody. No one cares. Just get over here. We'll send the PA over there. A PA did us like the solid of driving the truck back to LA. And us four stayed back. We went back to the hotel, rechecked in, and wanted to grab dinner and a little couple drinks. So we all got back to the hotel. Rodrigo and I were in one room. Buddy and our friend were in another room. So we meet outside of the restaurant, and I have a joint. I swear to God, not bigger than that big. And it's called a Silver Bullet. That's what they were selling it as. And I go, guys, do you want to like spark up your appetite a little bit? Everyone goes, yeah, why not? Let's give it a shot. And I see Pedro, and I'm like, that dude's fucking tired as shit. I think if I give him this, he's going to pass out. But you know what? He wants to have a good time. Let's do it. So we pass it around. Everyone's fine. And then here comes Pedro. Right outside of the restaurant, too, by the way. He goes, and for those of you guys who are watching and are saying, how can you do this outside? This is legal in California. So I grab, so, we're all passing the joint. Then comes Pedro, and he goes, and starts screaming from side. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? He's like, it burned in my throat. I think I pulled too hard. I'm like, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. We keep passing the joint. No one's getting burnt anyways. So we finished. Pedro doesn't smoke anymore. He just had that one massive puff that he took. We walk inside into our booth, and we're sitting there. There's no one at the restaurant, by the way, because it's late, because it's in the middle of the week. Like, no one. So we walk in, we get a booth, and Pedro goes, oh man, you know what? I'm not feeling that great. I go, dude, just enjoy the high. Don't worry about it. All that happens when you smoke weed, for those of you who don't know, is your thoughts get louder and then you listen to them a little bit longer and you don't get distracted by the outside world as much. That's pretty much it in a way. Also, a lot of people laugh. I'm one of those people. I love laughing and listening to my thoughts. They're so great. So as we're walking in, I'm thinking Pedro's just gonna get to the booth and he's gonna pass out. That was my $5 that I put in. They went there. That was my bet that Pedro was gonna just sit down and be like, ugh, and pass out. Oh boy, I was wrong. Oh boy, was I wrong. Hang on. So we sit in the booth. I swear to God, 3 minutes go by. We get all of our menus. We're looking at the menu list. Pedro goes, I'm not feeling it. I think I'm gonna go. It's like, just close your eyes, dude. Relax. You don't need to worry about anything. We'll have dinner. Do you want me to order you something? By the time you wake up, you have your food, whatever. He's like, no, I'm fine. I'll be fine. So Pedro gets the menu. By the way, I'm looking just on my menu. I'm talking to everyone. By the time I turn around and look back at Pedro, Pedro's passed out against the booth with his hands like this and the menu's on top of him like this. And he's like, at the moment that I notice, I'm like, dude, Are you okay? Do you need anything? He goes, no, I'm fine. I'm like, just enjoy yourself. And all of a sudden, I make the huge mistake of not talking to the other guys, turn around, and Rodrigo goes, oh my God, I think he's having problems breathing. By the way, no, he wasn't. No one has problems breathing when they have weed. All they do is once you start imagining that things are going wrong, you just have a bad trip. So when Rodrigo goes, oh my God, I'm pretty certain he can't breathe. I turn around, I look at Pedro. I'm like, no, he's perfectly fine. His lips get purple because he's listening to us. I know that he's listening to us. And I go, fuck. I see Pedro and he's like, I'm not feeling that great. I turn around, I look at my other friend. My other friend goes, is he breathing? And he puts his hand like right here. I'm like, guys, leave him the fuck alone. He's just gonna start bad tripping. And I go, he's fine, guys, he's fine. My friends are like, no, he's not breathing. Pedro's just like this, swear to God. So after 5 minutes of debating whether he's fine or not, Pedro starts falling on me as I'm having my dinner, basically. So as I'm sitting there in my booth, Pedro's sitting right here next to me. He goes, it starts falling on top of me. So I'm there just having dinner. I'm perfectly fine. I know that nothing's going on because you cannot OD on weed. So I'm pushing Pedro to the side while I'm eating. The waiter is coming by and he's like, what the fuck? He goes, too much partying, huh, boys? No, dude. No party at all. Dude, man, he's just fucking high as fucking tired. So Pedro's still passed out. I finish my food. I get an iced coffee. Coffee actually wakes you up. So I give him a little iced coffee, put a straw in his mouth. He's like a little squirrel drinking his coffee. A few minutes go by and he starts regaining composure. Like Frank the Tank. We got to gain our composure. Keep our composure. So he regains his composure a little bit. I'm not saying he was ready for anything. And he goes, Ali, I think my wife's texting me. I look at his phone and she is, but he's still like with a thing right here, right? He's not letting go. So I somehow propped him like this so that he could just like chill, sit back and sleep. And when I got him like this, I saw that his wife did text him again. So I grabbed his thumb and I put his iPhone on it, opened it. I'm like, hey, Pedro, your wife's texting you. What do you want me to reply? Thank God no nudies were sent at that point on Pedro's side. Because it would have been weird just to see his dick like when he's sitting on the booth. I don't know where I went with that, but I was going to keep drinking and going. I answered Pedro's emails. We finished dinner. Everything is going great. And all of a sudden, the waiter comes back. Pedro's a little bit more ready, and he goes, can you please order me a burger? He's still like, with his eyes closed, chilling. I'm like, no problem, dude. I'll get you a burger. So I order a burger, whatever. The waiter brings it, puts it in front of him, literally goes to the bathroom maybe, and comes back, the waiter. Looks at Pedro, and he goes, how are you enjoying your burger? While poor man, he's like this, staring at the burger, hasn't touched it. It's very clear and evident that he hasn't touched the fucking thing once, by the way. Pedro just looked at the waiter and goes, real fucking funny, asshole. I'm like, whoa, hang on. I'm like, he hasn't touched it, dude. Come on, you know better than that. Whatever. End of story. Pedro ate his burger. We went to sleep that night. Nothing happened. But that is the reason why in the hot boxes you don't see Pedro hit it. I think that he's scared because nothing happens. If you're not tired, if you don't have a lot of baggage in your mind and on your body, just get high and happy. But now we're taking advantage that Pedro was scared at the beginning, and now he's the designated non-smoking partner in the show. So that's the story why Pedro doesn't smoke any weed. What do you cup bangers think? Should he give it another try of the devil's lettuce? Or is he fine behind the camera and in front of the camera without doing it? I'd say for his own sake, he should stay away from him. So, Cup Bangers, thank you so very much for watching. As always, I'm Alejandro, and I do not approve this message, kids. Peace.